Remember when you saw me in the club, didn't show me any love? You was too busy popping bottles with the thugs. I know you was feeling up. Nah. Don't know why you're trying to.
Good morning, y'all. So we're just gonna start filming because I need to start filming. Welcome to Healing with Dana. Okay. I changed the name of my channel because I realized that there are a lot of people out there that are going through the same things that I'm going through. And not only that, nobody's talking about it because we have this mindset for some reason that everything needs to be absolutely perfect on social media. Well, I'm here to break that narrative. I'm snitching. I'm telling. I'm dropping all my drama because, like it or not, the reasons that people really do commit suicide are the reasons that nobody's talking about, are the reasons and stories that nobody ever talks about, are the reasons and situations that nobody freaking talks about. So we finna talk about it, okay? And we finna get into it, and baby, if you happen to be mentioned on this channel and you are watching, too bad for you. This is about saving lives. I'm sick of it now. So now I'm telling. Okay. So we're basically going to be talking about all of the trauma that I could think of. I'm dropping everything on this channel. If you are new to this channel and you have not subscribed to my personal diary, go down below. Okay, it will literally say Dana's personal diary. It's my Substack. I drop all my emotions and my feelings on there, from haters to people that betray you, to love, to all the things. Okay, waiting on God when you're innocent, all the things. I drop that in my Substack. Okay, if you need help, we about to go into all of that, okay? Just so that suicide does not become an epidemic, because it's becoming an epidemic and it's not really talked about. And then when it is talked about, the blame goes towards the person that committed the suicide instead of understanding where that person's mindset was. And I know people be like, Dana, don't say commit suicide. No, I'm finna say it, because when you actually decide to do it, it's a commitment to yourself, okay? They be like, oh, don't say it because, it makes it seem as though suicide is a crime. I'm not referencing it in that point. I'm referencing it in the sense of when you make a commitment. For example, when you're dating someone and that person decides to become your husband and they decide to commit to you for the rest of their lives, that is a decision. Okay, that is a end-all be-all decision. Now, granted, some men do cheat, some men don't cheat, some men, whatever. But at that time, it was their commitment to you. That is what I'm referencing it as, a commitment to make a decision to no longer be here. Okay, so don't come in my comments talking about Dana. No, mind your business. If you don't want to be here, baby. You see that door, go. Or matter of fact, go down below and unsubscribe. Everybody be like, subscribe. No, unsubscribe if you don't want to be here. Because we finna get into the nitty gritty. Anyway, while we talk, I'm going to be making my juice cleanse. Because I tend to do it every now and then when I feel like super, super bloated. And bitch, we bloated. We so bloated it don't make no damn sense. So I know when I get bloated, I need to do like a juice cleanse. So I'm doing kale, strawberries, lemon. I don't have any more ginger, but yeah, I'm about to see how I'm about to do this, so you get the vibes. These pajamas will be down below because some of y'all don't be focused on the right thing. Okay, every time I come up on this channel, y'all be focused on the wrong thing. So the pajamas, can you see the pajamas? It'll be down below because I need y'all to focus, okay? So, let me get all my stuff while we chat. Mind your business about my fridge. I haven't gone grocery shopping yet. It is Sunday. My groceries are coming to my door, okay? Because I like to make my life easier. Mind your business. So take one lemon. That's how you know I ate all my food, baby. Okay. So I'm gonna cut up my strawberries and we're gonna talk. And we're gonna talk about situations that have to do with me. Because again, I realize a lot of the things that I go through. Sorry, I have on my eye patches. Focus. And the eye patches will be down below because y'all just cannot seem to focus when I'm talking. Okay. We're gonna be talking about me. Okay? Like I said, if your name comes up in this video, that's your fault. I ain't gonna be mentioning no names, but if your situation and you know me comes up in videos, in this video and videos to come, that's your fault. Okay? Okay? And I realized I should be opening my mouth about this stuff because on my mental health TikTok, I said a story about something that happened between me and my mom and her friend. And a friend that was my friend. Everybody on this channel that I'm going to reference to, we're going to call them friends. Because what I had to understand too is that people don't know any better. So you're still my friend, but you're at a distance now. Okay? So I shared that story on TikTok and there were like 30 comments of people saying, oh my God, I went through the same thing. Oh my God, I went through the same thing with my mom. Oh my God, I went through the same thing with my mom. So I'm going to put the video here. Y'all watch that while I clean my strawberries. Watch that. Did you finish? Okay, good. So listen. First circumstance that actually pissed me off. I need that back. So everybody knows my mom passed away. And everybody knows I'm the type of person, I don't ask nobody for shit. If I ask you for anything, it's very, very, very minor. Very minor if I ask you for anything. Okay? So, mommy passes away. We now have to go to court. Did you hear me? We now have to go to court. Because it wasn't a natural death. It was, I like to call it manslaughter. Okay? Wasn't a natural death. So, there was a situation where lawyer says, hey, now it's time to get your family involved. I need you to make me a list of all of the family members attached to your mother. Brothers, sisters. You don't have to include your cousins. But really just brothers and sisters for now because we got to see, like, you know, when it's time to go to the stand in front of a jury. When it's time to go to the stand, we need, you know, maybe one or two to come speak. You can pick who comes to speak. And make sure these people that you choose are close to her. Right? So I said, bet. Now, you know me. I don't tolerate nobody that has played my mother. If I ever heard anything that my mother has called me and told me about you, and you've either cursed at her, played her, tried her, fought with her, you ain't sitting on that stand. No, it's not happening. Okay? So I immediately eliminated those people. Friends. You got eliminated. So that was 2 down. The others, I was like, okay, everybody else is fair game. Actually, 3. 3 down. Everybody else is fair game. The other person that I eliminated, I did not like what my mother had told me about them when it came to money. So I was like, I only need real, genuine, honest people on that stand. I don't give a fuck if you see this. This is your business if you're offended. Okay. And it's so funny because I played dumb for so long. We're going all over the place, but listen to me. I played dumb for so long because my mother had to deal with these people. I didn't have to deal with these people. Mommy dead now. Now you got to deal with me. And I'm not as nice as mommy. Okay? So I would play dumb. Mommy would call me and tell me who did what, who said what, who did what on what. Okay? So I know more than people think that I know, which I don't need to know. But me and my mommy, we were so cool that like, she told me everything. Now, granted, sometimes mommy would be like, I'm calling you, not answering the phone. My child never answers the phone. But at the time, she didn't know that I was suicidal. So like, I was going through anxiety. I would be at work and lock myself in the bathroom and have an anxiety attack, crying in the bathroom. No idea what was going on with me, but I was suicidal. Depression, in my bed for days, not moving, only having the energy to go to work and come back home. Mind you, nobody knew that I was suicidal. Not one soul knew that I was suicidal, right? But I would only have the energy to go to work, have the happiest face on, and come back home and then be in the bed all day. That's how bad it was, right? My mom did not know. So while she's telling everybody that I'm not answering the phone, I'm depressed and suicidal, and she did not know. But baby, she would tell people, oh, Dana doesn't answer the phone. My daughter pisses me off. Da, 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 da. But what y'all didn't know is that when I did answer that phone, baby, I knew everybody's business times 4. Okay? If you came at my mother in any way, I knew about it. If you yelled at her in any way, I found out about it. If you tried her in any way, cursed at her, fought her in any way, I knew about it. Okay? If you were funny with money, I knew about it. She told me. So I immediately from that list eliminated 3 people. I was like, you're out of this ball game. So that left easy people that I knew were genuine, honest, and knew how to mind their business, but at the same time speak the truth, right? So I chose accordingly. And I said, okay, mind you, we're talking about a murder here. This is not like, oh, you know, she had cancer and she died. No, murder. Like we're about to go sit. We're about to go sit on a stand in front of a jury. This is not, so I need honest people on the stand representing my mother. These are the people that I'm choosing. So I asked my lawyer, I said, what's my max? He was like, 2 people. I was like, damn. Okay, well, that makes it easier because I eliminated 3 people. And then because of their history of being to my mama, you ain't sitting up there. I don't give a who you think you are. You ain't sitting up there. Okay? Eliminated 3 people. Now he's like, I need 2 people. I said, bet. So I chose one person who I know was my mother's best friend, right? They talked hours on the phone, always on the phone. If I couldn't find my mother and mommy's like, I'm on the phone, I knew she was on the phone with her. So I put her and I put the one uncle. Actually, there's 2 uncles that my mother loved dearly. She never complained about at all. Like there was never an issue with those 2 uncles. Like never an issue. Like one said that he kind of had an issue with mommy, but my mother never told me about it. And my mother's the type of person, like, she reads people very well. Even if she thinks you have an issue with her, if she thinks it's very not minute to her, it's not an issue. You know what I mean? So 2 uncles I had up and I was like, bet, right? So that still left me with 3 people. So I took out one uncle because it's kind of hard to get to him, but you can get to him if there's an emergency. But so I took him out and I said, okay, I choose this uncle and this aunt. So I sent information in, their address, phone number, all the stuff, because you have to like register them and all that stuff, whatever. So I let them know like, hey, now listen. First round, I said, hey, you're needed to speak. Are you okay with speaking? It probably won't be until next year. My uncle says, yeah, absolutely. Da-da-da. I'm come through. Ask the other person, female, and I sent her the message. The response was, oh, I just don't think I'm strong enough to do that. I was like, what? And it means I'm strong enough to do it because I had to sit up there too. The three of us are going to do it together. I'm not sending you by yourself. He's not going by himself. We're all going to be in the same room doing this together when it's time. Like, this is my thinking. And my thinking is, I don't ask nobody for shit. Let me tell you, it was so bad to the point where when my mom was alive and I got my first apartment, I was sleeping on the floor. She didn't even know I had a mattress. She didn't even know I didn't have a mattress or groceries or nothing. I was winging it. I was like, I'm gonna have a big ass backbone and figure this shit out. Figure it out because I'm an adult. Okay, period. So for me, if I don't even ask my mother for money or anything like that, and I ask you to just make an appearance and speak well about your best friend, that means I had to ask you. Because one thing about me, I'm going to do shit by myself no matter what. Like, I'm going to figure it out, right? So anyway, she says, oh, it's going to be too hard for me. It's going to be too hard. I'm like, okay. Yeah, because it's going to be so easy for me. So I remember getting so angry about it. And I was like, I asked you to speak for two reasons. The first reason was because that was your best friend. She's been there for you and vice versa, but she's been there for you. The person is dead now. She cannot speak for herself. Why? I don't get it, right? The second reason is you told me. I didn't ask you this information. You told me the night before my mother died. She told you she had to switch everything in her name, which is vital information to say on the stand. And now you're telling me you can't speak because it's going to be too hard for you? Because it's so easy for me. You can't speak because it's going to be too hard for you? I'm not understanding. So I had to learn to forgive, okay? Because in my mind, this is your best friend, number one. Number two, she's dead. She can't speak. So that means she needs other mouths to speak for her. You're one of the mouths that have been chosen because you had vital information that you told me about. Mind you, after she told me this information, she said the night before, this is what my mother said, hey, I need to switch everything over into Dana's name. My mother dies the next morning at 6 a.m. That's not a fucking coincidence, dummy. Like, that's not a coincidence. This is why you were chosen. I chose you to speak. So anyway, I had to force myself to forgive, okay? It took me a little while because I remember after she told me that she couldn't, I remember crying so bad and I was like, yo, this lady has information that she can say on a stand that will help my mother's case, and even that she don't want to do. So I had to look deep within myself and I said, Dana, remember Psalm 77. Psalm 77. Psalm 77. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get my ebook down below. I talk about Psalm 77 in that ebook. In that ebook, it's about how when you're praying, you're in distress and you need God and God is not answering you, right? God is not answering. He's not giving you any hints about what you're supposed to do next. You're in despair. You're not sleeping. You're stressed out because you need something from God, but he's just not answering you at the moment, right? As you go towards further down in the Psalms, in Psalm 77, it says, but then I will remember these things. And he starts listing out the things that he will remember about God and just to hold him over until God answers him. So I realized, I said, I have to start applying that to people, right? Now, what does that mean? Let me dig into it for you. So, remember I told you my mom, me and her was like this. Even though sometimes I wasn't answering the phone, we were like this. When I answered that phone, baby, I knew everybody's business times 4. Okay? So I had to go back and ask myself, Dana, what did your mother tell you about this woman? Because even though her behavior is pissing you off, what do you remember your mother told you about this woman? Let's dig into it, okay? I remember my mother telling me that this woman is known as being very weak in the family, meaning she has to have like her significant other do a lot for her in order for her to stand tall, okay? So she's not as independent as me and my mother would be, where, bitch, if our house is on fire, nobody would know. You wouldn't fucking know nothing. We would maintain and figure it out, and nobody would know. Niggas would still think I'm fucking rich even though my house is on fire and it burned down, okay? With this woman, if anything happens, she falls apart, right? So she's known for being weak. She's known for like not being able to handle too much pressure at once. So I said, yo, because I remember my mother did tell me that, it's easier to forgive. So a lot of the times we think that the Bible isn't just in one context. No, it's in multiple contexts. You got to take what you read and apply it to life. So I said, okay, because my mother had told me that this is what this woman is known for, I had to let it go, right? And then I spoke to my uncle about it, and my uncle was like, some things just have to be done, especially when it comes to your mother, because, you know, she can't speak for herself. But then he also said at the same time, everybody is not as strong. And then I remembered again what my mother said. And I said, boom, boom, she's forgiven. She's forgiven. Now, am I not disappointed in her? Oh, baby, I'm disappointed. But at the end of the day, like, at some point in your life, you have to grow a backbone. You have to grow independency. You have to, like, strengthen the fuck up. Like, at some point you got to, you know? So there's my spiel. So as a result of her, I can't do it, I'm not strong enough, it turned into, okay, well, what we're gonna have to do is, even though it looks bad, because it just seems like there's nobody to like represent your mom, he was like, you represent your mother. We're just gonna go in and you're gonna speak for your mom. That's it. And we're gonna take it as best as we can. All right. And it is what it is. We're just gonna take it as best as we can. And I said, okay. But the thing is that, like, at some point in our lives, we have to grow up. We have to, I don't give a fuck if you're 63. If at 64 you learn to get a backbone, you learn to get a backbone. You have to get a backbone. You got to understand at the end of the day, if some type of death happens and the person that died cannot speak for themselves, you need to speak, especially if you're called forward. It is not about your feelings. It is not about you feeling like you're not strong enough. It is about the person who's dead and can no longer speak for themselves. Am I making myself clear? So again, anybody that is going through what I'm going through, please do not commit suicide based off of the actions of other people. Because let me tell you, when this person did that and said that she couldn't speak, I thought about it again. I said, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, and then I started questioning myself, like, am I supposed to be here? You see how somebody's actions can make you think other stuff? So it's just, stay alive. Okay? My ebook down below, I'm gonna link it. The pajamas will be linked down below. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like buttons on the butt. It's so cute. I can't do it because my Osmo is doing the most. And then my patches will also be down below. I know it's like flying all over my face. Let me see. Yeah, it's flying all over the place. But my patches will be down below. Stay alive. Continue to come back on these talks with me as we heal with each other. I love you so much. Bye.